we'll just get it going. And I'll have to check to make sure that it's running live here. Oh, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
No, didn't want to go live. And it's live. We only got one person watching. No one cares.
That's me.
Let me just, here we go, my channel. Oh, yep, we're live. Let me mute this. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, we're up to 4 now, so that's
wow.
good.
People like us.
Yep.
Yeah, I've just told everybody over here that we're actually on. So because of your silly time
Bo's
change.
here. Yeah, Bo's here. Hey, guys. So we are on a different channel today. So if you know anybody that says, hey, where's the war room? It'll say, hey, it's over on Tony's channel.
That's got it. Right.
Okay. So we've got Mo coming in for Jester. He's been working on his negativity and,
yeah.
I honestly don't know if anybody could actually replace Jester. He's a man amongst himself.
Well, you did ask Mo to get a rant ready.
Yes, yeah. And actually, he said, "Okay, I'll work on ranting and everything previously." So, yeah, we got private public. We have mics on, so that's all good.
Hi, everyone.
Hope everybody's doing well. So, Mo, Ruff, how's it going? What you guys been up to?
Well, I've been trying to get my head around Space Infantry Federation. I know there's some issues with the counters, but that's not a big problem. It's not actually a big problem. But the rules, I'm trying to get them clear in my head. It must be me. It must be me. I can't seem to fathom what's going on. I think I've sussed it. So I'm recorded the setup and recording it tomorrow or next week. So that's happening. We've been playing a lot of Marvel. Not Marvel.
The Legendary Aliens?
Legendary Aliens, because we have a Sunday night game night now. And the guys like to play that. And because of that, I'm trying out other games, not war games, so I'm going to get thumbs down on the old videos. But I've got Elder Sign.
Oh, I like that one.
Good.
Elder Sign's one of my favorites. I like the whole Cthulhu kind of mythos idea.
I do too, as I say. And I've also got up there Shadows of Kilforth.
Oh, I have that. I actually got the pimped version.
I've got the Pimpy Doobry, and I've got the player mat.
Yep.
But I couldn't get the big table mat for it, the big one you put the cards on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I got that, but I like the bigger cards that they came up with. The problem was you couldn't fit so much on there. So no, that's definitely that was.
So
really
I'm diversifying because it's the thing to do now, isn't it? Diversity, in gaming. So
let me tell you about that now. If you're going to have a wargaming channel and then not have war games on, I don't get it, Ruff.
I know, and I'm going to get
mini rant number 1.
But hey, it's mainly a war game. Of course, it's a war game channel, but I play other games as well, like we all do.
Yeah, we all do.
And I thought, why not, if I'm playing it, video it, So it'll be every so often. But that's what I've been up to. What have you been up to, Mo?
At least I have a beard. Thanks to Charles for noticing that. I appreciate that. But I've been actually real busy this week. The last couple of weeks has been nuts at work. And in between that, been trying to get some gaming in and shot some videos and posted some of them up already. And then I got to keep doing the voice. Okay, Douglas, I'll try to keep picking on Ruff as we go along for the day. But back to my voice.
I've got something to say to you about the non-war gaming thing. You've been posting as well, haven't you?
Which one?
Unbroken.
Oh, Unbroken. Yes, that's a non-war game, and
we were talking about on the
Consim world. Yeah, because there's a reason why, and that was because I think that even though it's not, it's more of Euro-ish push your luck. It has a lot of elements that wargamers will like, and you have to have a wargamer sensibility to kind of play through it. I mean, not that you have to be a wargamer to play through it, but I think you kind of you look at it from a different mindset when you're playing it as a wargamer versus just a Euro. You know, I'm going to move the cubes around and it's just a management thing. To me, when I played it, I just immediately got invested in it as a character. It wasn't just my character anymore. It was me in that dungeon. And I was me, the last guy in my party, and I'm trying to survive. And each character you play is a different challenge each time. Plus, you know, luck of the draw, you don't know what you're going to face. And you have the option of either rushing full bore ahead, which is what I like to do. I just want to, let's go fight, you know, boom, go right in there. But then sometimes you're like, wow, I'm really kind of down right now. If I fight, I can win more than likely. But then I'm really going to be taxed, and it's going to be much more difficult for me to get on to the next challenge. So maybe I'll bribe them with something. So you don't get as much, you know, treasure, but you survive and continue on. And the whole thing is try to get through the big bad at the end and win.
But that's why they're all blurred, I think. You know, they're all blurred. I mean, you've been a Marine. You act first and think later, don't you? You go in.
Pretty much. We think while acting, but generally it's the thing about with the Marines is we like to just go right into the fight.
Yeah,
I mean,
and they say, "What's your plan?" They say, "We'll get one when we get there." You know, and it's that's what makes them great. I think that's what the blurring is between all these games. I think I played them as a war gamer. Yeah. Even this thing here, you know, you're thinking now, what should I do? And you're thinking your chances. Should I go for it or should I hold back? So I can't see a problem, but I'm going to get. I've already got down thumbs on the not a. I call it not a war game Wednesday. So you know.
Well, if you look,
Sorry, I interrupted. Mate, what are you talking?
No worries. Yeah. And then the other is which I'm not at liberty to share yet, but there's some pretty cool information that's going to be coming out soon. Some coverage on a very soon to be published game that I think people are going to really dig. So it's coming from a great designer, and Ruff will not know what this one is.
I'll find out. Don't you worry. Leave it with me.
Yeah. I'm gonna get. I was a little interested in that one. I was like, where is he getting this stuff? I was like, oh god, it's
great fun. I'm not going to do it to everyone. Don't panic. But I knew Herman would take it in the sort of spirit I gave it, and he was perplexed and having a ball at the same time.
I think Mike is not happy with the that so much for the no rant channel.
Well, let's not do some more rants. Let's keep this a no rant channel because So
I know,
every time I try to do a rant, I end up finding a positive out of it. I'm like, oh man, see, you know, it's like, you know, I'm kind of like Ruff, and like I usually try to find the positive in everything. Yeah. So
sure.
So I mean, there's always usually something positive out there about something. So I do get irritated with some of this stuff. Yeah, and
I'm not I love everything, but the stuff I've played at the moment, I haven't come across anything that I don't like. Maybe ask me in 25 years' time, and I'll give you it.
And I'll be honest with you, it's not that I don't like the games that I've sold several games, and some I've just said, why did I even get it? And but a couple of them I sold because it wasn't like the bad game was bad. It just didn't fit what I wanted or how I wanted to play and things like that. Or I had such a positive, like, you know, I was like, oh, I can't wait for this to come out. And then I play it and I'm kind of like, yeah. So it's kind of like the anticipation thing. And I'm trying to start, you know, everybody's like, what's your most anticipated game? Well, I'm trying to keep away from anticipation on these games. Just because I've been kind of, I don't want to say let down, but I've been my expectations for something haven't been met, and it's usually not because of the designers, because my expectations or my want of the game to be like what it is, it just isn't there. And I'll be honest with you, now there's a game that I am really looking forward to that came out on the GMT email, and it's the the medieval India game that's coming out. That looks,
I was looking at that. It's based on the coin system, but it's not a coin game.
Yeah, it's got some of the similarities, but it's a little different.
I've ordered it.
Oh yeah, me too. It'll be a while before it gets here.
That's what my credit card hopes and my bank manager.
So no, I had to teach India, especially medieval India, when I was teaching 7th graders, which is kind of interesting that I'm teaching medieval India, but it was a world history, and I fell in love with the history, the continent, everything. And so I'm that's why I picked up Gandhi, which I need to definitely play, but I definitely had to pick up I picked up Gandhi, and this is another one that I was like, oh, this looks great. So I'm looking forward to that one for sure. But I'm trying not to be like, this is going to be great. You know how it's like, yeah, just trying not to do that because
so you're not buying tickets for the hype train.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep off that as much as possible. Because I think people's expectations come out a little bit when they get what they finally get. They're kind of like, oh, I mean, not saying that's not a great game, because it probably is a phenomenal game. It's just your expectations are so high that I don't think any game could live up to it. So
yeah, there's also the peer pressure kind of thing too. It's like, well, everyone's talking positive about it. How dare you talk different, about it, or or you don't feel positive about it. I think what really shows the worth of a game is how do people feel about it a year, 2 years, 3 years later? Are they still playing it? Are they still talking about it? Or have they forgotten about it? Because at first everyone's going to be like, oh, it's such a great game, because it's new. And we're learning it and we're into it. And after you play 2, 3, 4 times, then you're like, yeah, it's kind of the same thing each time. Or, wow, there's a lot of layers to explore. Then that's where you'll see the value of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of it also with wargamers and gamers in general, is FOMO.
Yeah.
Fear of missing out. You keep hearing about how good this is and you're like, oh, maybe I should got it. And honestly,
like Joe's comment.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's really good. But it's just one of those things. It's like I deal with it at school all the time, in the phones and the kids and everything like that. And I'm like, you guys have FOMO, and they're like, what? And I'm like, the fear of missing out. You literally can't go a half an hour without peeking at your phones because you're afraid you're going to miss something. And I think for me, so Labatai was probably the biggest thing for me of the FOMO, and I ended up getting a game. And I ended up looking at it going, why did I get this? And I know it's because a lot of my group that I'm around and are really big Labatai fans. And so I'm like, am I missing out on something? And then when I got it, I'm like, looks gorgeous. Counters are great. Why are there 3 rule sets again?
Yeah.
like what? Okay. And kind of same thing with ASL. Now Mitch Land has got me into ATS, and I love ATS because it's, what is it?
Everyone.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's only, let's see,
And
67 pages.
Hello.
It's 67 pages and not 6,700 pages, in ASL.
Yeah.
So, and I don't begrudge anybody that that plays ASL. Matter of fact, I love watching people play ASL because I love the tactical. It's, I just don't want to get into that. But was I missing out on something? And I'm starting to realize if I stop before I go crazy, I'm like, okay,
well, with ASL people, it's FOMO YOLO. It's their fear of missing out, and you only live once. So I can't miss out on buying a module, and I will buy them all, even though I'll play 3 of them in my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's not YOLO. It's not fear of missing out, or it's probably like fear of missing one printing, because they only
a valid
print
one,
a lot, So for ASL, they only print it once, and then once it's gone, you're lucky. Now they are doing a better job on that, so which is pretty cool. So okay, on battles, yeah. So
I'm just going to say, you're talking about 64-page rule books and things. We're quite used to in-depth rules. It's just a funny thing that occurred to me talking about non-war games, or about these, these things here and all that. Watching videos, and there's people going, "Oh, for instance, Shadows of Killforth." The guy's going through the rule book and he's going, "Oh, it's 24 pages. There's a lot of text here." And I'm thinking, yeah, mate, you want to try a war game,
Yeah.
So that did make me laugh. So
well, it's a different perspective from the
Yeah.
Euro/hobby side of things. You know, they will see a game as being, you know, heavy on the rules if it's 8 or 10 pages, or more than 8 or 10 pages, I say, because like 4 to 6, 8 pages is kind of the sweet spot, and you let the gamers kind of fill out the rest of the game from there. You just give them the directions on what to do, and then they do it. Whereas war games, they give you what you can do and then how to do it, and then it's up to you to do the things. And then depending on how well a game was tested and how well it's documented, you'll still find things that, oh, well, that wasn't covered in the rules, and then you got to go for the errata, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it just made me laugh that they were moaning, you know, anything over 4 pages, and they can't cope with it. So that's being a wargamer, going and doing a few of these non-war games. It should be a double.
Yeah, Jeffrey's got a good comment there. That's for sure. 24 pages is the scenario intro text.
Or the designer notes, you know, it's great, you know. They don't know what they're missing, do they?
No. And then Peter, is ASL agony or ecstasy for completionists? Yeah, that's interesting.
Do you know what started me off that? And I've got the starter kit and all that, and I may ever indulge. I remember when I first was getting into this, and I was looking at ASL and things like that. There was people posting pictures. And this guy it looked like a garage, and it had just cabinets along the walls, and each cabinet pulled out, and it was full of counters, the whole garage. And I thought, maybe not. So it's crazy, isn't it? Crazy.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing, and I'll be honest with you, ATS, which. The system's great. The company's horrible, but the company actually had something smart. They had what is called bring your own counters. So after you have a couple of the main modules, you really don't need counters in every single game.
You just use what you've got.
You just use what you've got. So they have it's BYOC. So it's bringing in the.
Oh, he's back. You're freezing.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Bring your own internet.
Yeah. I think the rubber band or the mice might need changing.
Yeah, I might have to go to that. But anyways, what I was saying is bring your own counters, so you don't need all those counters. Once you have a good, once you buy 1 or 2 of the core modules with the Americans, the Germans, and the Soviets, and some of the Brits, most of the games you don't need to I don't need to clip any more counters, or just kind of I slip them in a couple of bags and put them away unless I absolutely need to pull some out, because it's just not there. So
they reuse the same counters for all the scenarios, and they're like generic. They're not scenario specific.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's cool.
They do have some early and some late ones, but it's more of the armor that's early and late that you have to worry about.
Sure.
And that's because, early war compared to late war. But when it comes to the counters, unless it's, an SS troop or Fallschirmjägers, or, the fun thing is they have some of the 1st Airborne troops, and they have the little, icon on them, but you really don't need to go too much into that.
I've never played ATS. I've always heard about it. I've been kind of curious about it, but I've never played.
Well, me, Mitch Land, and another gentleman named Evan, we're setting up a YouTube and web page all about ATS, how to get into it. And honestly, the big thing is I love systems.
God, you're living in the middle of nowhere or something, Tony. You just keep cutting out that rubbishy old internet. Pay your bill.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on. I shouldn't change this in the middle. But we're developing we're trying to get a system set up on that and to try to make it better.
Nice. So that's cool. That'll be good. And then, it'll introduce more people to ATS. And
it's the impulse system that I really love with that game. It's enough chaos. It's not an I go, you go, which, between Chit Draw and Impulse are like my go-to games. I love them because I love you don't know exactly what's going to happen. I can't do different things. So
yeah, it's chaotic. And that's what combat is. Combat is just chaos. It's like anything else. It's like, if you look at it where it's I go, you go, it's like I get to do all of my stuff. And if you can never interrupt me, it's like, well, in real world, as I'm moving, you're going to react. And I think that's what was cool about like last 100 yards. He tried to do that and make it all flow together. And it's a little confusing, but it definitely does change the way you think when it comes to a tactical game.
Yeah, and that's, it's interesting because somebody moves one piece that opens up an entire, there's a hole there. Now I can take whatever I got and try to get through there. So, and then Jeff makes a good comment. Chip pool and impulse also helps with solitaire play. Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Peter says ATS and needs more coverage for sure.
Well, there you go. There's your fourth. Now Peter can help you with ATS.
There's actually, we're doing a tournament right now. There's about 8 of us.
Really?
No, 10. 10 of us are playing right now, a small tournament. Mitch is kind of set up. Mitch Land set up. So we're testing some of the scenarios out for, playability. Are they really balanced for tournament type play? A lot of them are not going to be balanced because they're historical. And you show me a general that actually wants a balanced battle, and I'll show you a dead general. So.
Never fight fair. Always going with the advantage.
For some reason, they don't want balance. I don't know why. What's up with that?
Well, there's a difference between the fact that, people actually die in combat versus you just flip over your cardboard counter or you just move it off the map. It's totally different. You can redo it, if you play a scenario. You can't redo it in real life. So.
Yeah, and honestly, I can go a couple of weeks without playing and I don't miss out too much. And Mitch is actually, we sat down and talked one time about it, and he's like, 90% of the game, you're only playing 10% of the rules. Same thing with ASL, and same thing with a lot of the system games is most of the time you're only playing 10% of the rules, but that other small percentage of the time you have to look it up. So that's one of those things. But, general movement and stuff like that is pretty much across the game. And so we're working on that, which is pretty good. So
what does that do compared to the others? Like, you've got Conflict of Heroes, and you've got Band of Brothers on the I would say that kind of like the easier side of things, and they're more, I don't want to say gateway-ish, but they're kind of like the intro steps. Then you have you can step it up with like ATS and Lock and Load Tactical and ASL and all that stuff, and they all ATS kind of gradually increase.
ATS gives you that in between ASL, the completion, a rule for carrying boats up upstairs into a tower if you have it, where ATS does have the rules for stuff like that, but it's like not a problem. So
no, I'm still here.
It's definitely one of those things that's kind of that next step and has a little bit more detail to it. The armor by far means I think is the funnest out of ATS that I've had. It seems a little bit more realistic. You do have you have penetration, depends on what you're shooting and what you're shooting at. So both of those matter. So are you firing a long range anti-tank rifle at a, Tiger? It's not going to do anything to it. Maybe, put a bunch of the crew inside. Yeah, they might jump inside, but and it's not saying that any of those other games are bad or anything. They're, I tried Lock and Load Tactical, and it's fun. It is fun. It's if you want to take that next step from kind of, I don't want to say beer and pretzels because that's giving.
It's not beer and pretzel.
Yeah, it's more than that. But it's that next step into a little bit more simulation, but it's not the insane, 800 pages. So,
well, one thing that I like Nick had said that he thinks like Conflict of Heroes is definitely intro. The one thing I love that Conflict of Heroes does that I wish would be in more tactical games is I like when I hit you, you pull and see what the marker is as to what damage I do. And then you put it under your counter. So it's like, I just drilled you and I'm like, okay, did I kill him? Did I have him? What did I do? Is he stunned? I don't know. Well, you got to move on him to find out, which I think is pretty cool.
I wouldn't be surprised, Peter.
No, you've got to light 3 cigarettes, haven't you? Because one, they see you, 2, they get the range and take aim, and 3, they fire.
Well, do you get a modifier if you do it under a poncho? I mean, if they're going to be that realistic, I've always made that joke about ASL. I've always said ASL is the type of game that, okay, I'm going to move from outside the house and I'm going to run over here to the other house. I'm going to go from cover to cover. Well, to do that, first I've got to roll to see if I trip over the threshold, and then I've got to roll as I run across the grass, depending on time of day. If I get a plus modifier or a negative modifier, if it's late in the day, it's going to be dry grass. If it's early in the morning, I'm going to have a dew on the grass, so it's going to have a negative modifier or a negative modifier where I can roll and slip and fall, and then I get shot. That's a little too much, I think.
You're taking a Mickey, aren't you? Yeah. I know, but if that's what you want, that's what you play, isn't it? So,
yeah, absolutely.
And I've always been under the, before I started playing war games, I was a big wine snob, and I finally got to the point where you drink what you like.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge you if you like, the cheap stuff, or if you buy a $100 bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm.
You drink what you like. So I relate that to playing war games.
Sure.
Play what you like.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody influence you just because they think it's not a game for them.
Mm-hmm.
So play what you like.
That's one thing that, to use one of your expressions, grinds my gears, is that people that moan at other people playing games they don't like. Why are you playing that? Why, or sarcastic comments, or why people do that? I don't know. If you don't like it, either don't watch the video or just don't reply to the comment that somebody's enjoying the game, or put a constructive comment. Glad you're enjoying it, but it's not for me, but thumbs up, happy gaming. But
or don't even make a comment about the game, just like you said, or you could just make a positive comment, say, wow, that's really cool. You had a great time.
Glad you're enjoying it. It's don't know why that but then you get that everywhere.
That's not particular to war games or gaming or anything,
No.
So,
and it's got, and I mean, I don't, you were there, Tony, and you were there, Mo. Kev today had to let some steam off, and it's terrible that you have to do that anyway, But,
well, it's a lot of that is really due to social media.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I just saw this great movie and it was this. Oh, that movie sucked. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Who cares? If you didn't like it or you didn't want to see it, then I'm not going to watch that movie. Well, then just move on.
If you don't think like I think, you're bad,
Yeah.
You've got to be cancelled. You've got to be, picked on. That's just terrible the way the world's going.
Yeah.
But there we go. Enough.
Yeah. Let's get back on a positive.
Yeah.
Come on, let's rant.
War games.
No.
Stratagemata contacted me. Adam from Stratagemata. They've got a new game coming out, and he said, "Would I like a copy?" And I said, "Go on then." And so I'm getting that. That's a new one in this series, which you quite like, Tony. No, not that one. That one. Too many bloody war games. This one.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Black Cavalry. Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing, using a pack of cards.
Okay. Yeah, that was definitely an interesting spin instead of dice.
You know what? I've got to play it again. Do you know what? It's different. You're picking cards out, and not every card counts. But also this one, of course, it's the Brits. So I'm looking forward to getting that and playing that. So we'll be doing that. That was good news.
Tell us about that. I'm not familiar with that one.
I've got to get up. Let me get up the.
But yeah, no, it's when you pull a card for movement, and I think for activation, like each map hex has a card. You use a 52 deck of poker cards.
52 deck of cards, and depending on what you pick. Here we are. I've got the cards in there already. Let's see if I can find the. It's been a while since I've played it. You see, here we are. So you pick one, and if it's a jack, it might be a sniper. So a sniper will try and
take a shot at you.
Take a shot at you if you're in range. only against non-motorized units, of course. Otherwise, it will ping off.
So Mo, you won't have to worry about it being a tanker yourself, you know.
Well, no, I'm curious now because I'm wondering how is this different from like Combat Commander?
I've never played Combat Commander, so
sounds kind of along a similar lines.
So you can be moving and you do line of sight and all that sort of thing, and you draw cards, and not all the time, but I'm flailing a bit because it's been a while since pardon me, since the box.
Sure.
Yeah. Damn them pickled onions. It's been a while since I've played it, so a bit jibbery, you know, a bit thingy about it. But I remember when I played it, I enjoyed it. The only thing,
both private, public, both. It's solo and it's not specifically solo, but you can play it solo pretty well.
I played it solo. I've got a video out on it.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those things when he got it out and did opening box. I'm like, that's different.
Yeah, it is.
It's like that is just different. And then he played it, and I'm like, oh yeah. And their quality of their products is phenomenal. Strategy.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I was thinking of Volca. Sorry, I'm thinking of Volca Simulations.
Oh, Volca Simulation. Oh my goodness. Yeah, fantastic. Frederick and Arkin. Brilliant. I'm just hoping he keeps me in mind for the next one. So what do you think about talking about that? What do you guys think about if you get sent free copies? What's your thoughts about that? That people get a bit, you're only going to say good things. You know, what do you think, Mo?
Well, I mean, if you get sent a free copy of games, which does happen for a lot of people, you do get games, and you should be obligated to cover them. Tony has a whole tractor full of them out, but
he has
Tony has a whole bunch of free games. Don't let him fool you.
I have gotten 0 free games other than the stuff David gave me for my wargame group at school, which I appreciate immensely. So, but yeah, I've actually gotten 0. I've had some Kickstarter people like, well, here's my prototype. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, it depends on the prototype. Depends on the Kickstarter. And
no, it's a print yourself. Here you go, print it yourself.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah. But yeah, I don't mind receiving stuff. I'm quite happy to receive.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
I think everybody is.
Yeah, but people who don't do this YouTube malarkey think, you're getting free game. No matter how you do it, you're going to give a good. No, so that's why I don't do reviews.
Yeah.
I play the game. I open the box. So this looks nice. I play the game. I think I enjoyed that, but I'll leave it up to you. That's a playthrough.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not going to influence your view on the game, I don't think, because you're providing coverage for the game. You got a game that was sent to you. You provide coverage of it. You talk about the game, and also depends on. I think the attitude right now is that these people are getting free stuff to review or to show on their channel. That's wrong. It's like, well, you know what? You look at what people show on their channel, and you see how much they get sent and how much they actually have themselves that they buy themselves. And you'll find that most of the stuff is stuff they bought themselves. And that's how you end up getting, free games, because they're like, wow, you have reach, you have coverage, you have a voice, and you seem like a reasonable, sane person. So we're going to have you talk about this game, So there's nothing wrong with that. And there's definitely, I can tell you right now, getting a free game it's like, okay, it saves you 40, 50, 60, 80 bucks or whatever. You're not going to retire on this.
No,
you're not making any money.
I get a thing. Somebody wants to send me a game. How nice, they must like what I do, and it's
that's exactly it.
Yeah,
I
think you just need to make sure. Hey, this was given to me.
I always
to review, which I know, Ruff. I know you do.
Yep.
And then you ask for them too at the same time. Hey, I got this game free, and if you want to send me more, let's go ahead. You can send me more. Anyways, I'm off track because that's just the way it is. But I think just knowing that, then you can make your own decision on it. But I agree with Ruff. I'll never do a review. I will do playthroughs, and I'll give you my thoughts. But I'm not going to do, okay.
You did a review.
Because one thing, I think you need to play the game multiple times before you
You don't play it enough. You don't play it enough. That's right. And
I don't
the
know
other
how
thing is
anybody can review monster games. Just saying.
But
5 years, 10 years after it's been released, you might be able to.
yeah, crikey, I play it once every year. You know, it's but silly. But yeah, that's why I don't do them. I do a playthrough and I say this is the way I play it. You will play it differently, as I always say, because I'm rubbish. And just make your own mind up. See if this game's for you or not. You know, by what I've done in a sort of playthrough.
But if you talk about the game during your playthrough, things that you like,
I don't. Yeah.
But yeah, what I'm saying is, oh, this is a really cool mechanic, or this is really neat. I like this, or I'm not too crazy about that. You just did a review.
Yeah.
You're giving an opinion. That's all a review is. That's all a review is.
Yeah. So. Yeah. All these counters are a bit thin.
Okay, I will. I think what I'll say is I'll never tell anybody to go out and buy this game.
Well, yeah, I think
that's where I think
if I've had a real good time with it, I will say that was great fun, and I really enjoyed playing that. But that's my thoughts, and I'll leave it up to you. But yeah, it's great getting games. I don't get them every day, but when you do, you think it's nice that they've taken the time to send you a game, and I'm quite chuffed about that. Oh, the other bit of news, guess what?
What?
I've reached 2,000 subscribers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Excuse me. I couldn't believe it. I can't believe it. But yeah, thank you everyone. But yeah, crazy.
That's because you're playing Not a War Game Wednesday now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's done it. That's what's done it. Yeah, all them thumbs down, they're actually subscribing.
All those people are subscribing so they don't miss out a chance to thumb you down.
No, I've only got one thumb down. But yeah, fantastic news. Yeah, so I'm really chuffed about that.
Awesome. Congrats, man. That's great.
Yeah, that's really cool. Definitely. I'm still at I'm like at 448 now, 449, something like that.
Shot up since you've been on Kev's program.
Yeah.
You've doubled, haven't you?
Yep. Not doubled, but I've gone up 50 plus. And they're trickling in. So,
Well, you got one new one today, it looks like. I see 449. So
yeah, you did, yeah.
And it's one of those things that I'm like, I do this for me. I could, I can't believe there's like 449 people that have subscribed to my channel to actually watch me do this drivel of, listen to me. But, I almost want a video, do the picture in picture and have a video of me actually playing it, because I'm quite animated. I've actually twisted my ankle playing Hunters. I did that live stream. When we were live streaming our Hunters, I rolled something I could not believe. It was like 3 1s, I think is what it was, on 3 torpedoes. And I'm like, what? And I'm just like jumping around and I twisted my ankle. I'm like, this isn't supposed to be a contact sport or anything like that. So, but yeah, so I'm like, I almost want to have like the picture in picture and the camera focused on me too, just so people can see my reactions. Cause yeah, I've played enough.
I'm the same. I don't move about, but I'm the same when I throw. Excuse me. When I throw a good throw or something, yes, or crikey, I'm very like it's like I'm playing in your one person's watching me. That's how I do it, how I like to think. I'm not doing it to nobody. I'm doing it. I imagine somebody's there watching me. So if I do a good roll, yeah, he is.
I've played Braxton a couple times. Braxton's good friends of mine. He's the one I'm playing 3 Days of Gettysburg, the GCACW, the campaign game we're playing. And we've put 40 hours. We've put 40 hours into that thing.
Wow.
And we're through the first day. We're finally to the point where we're actually going to start firing at people for day 2.
I can't get into American Civil. I try and I look and I watch people play it. I don't know. Maybe one day.
Don't force yourself into something, because then you're going to be like,
but, huge games. They've got huge followings. They bring out new games all the time.
And what's funny is I'm for the weird stuff that nobody knows about a lot of times. So, like one of the first games I not the first game I did on my channel, but one of the first games I think I did was Quebec 1775, I think is what it was. It was a strategy and tactic magazine game. And it was all because I had read The Battle for the 14th Colony, which is all about getting Canada to be the 14th colony. So it was kind of the Revolutionary War, a little bit pre-1776, but that Revolutionary War up in Canada, trying to get Canada to become the 14th colony. And so I'm like, that's an odd. And like Hollandspiele, excuse me, I'm going to say this right. Hollandspiele actually does. Yeah, they do some of their. Yeah, they do some of the topics are just off. I don't want to say off, but they're just not common.
They're odd.
And I really like that because a part of the reason why I play these games is to learn the history. Yeah, you know. No, it's not that one, Jeffrey. It's not Quebec 1759 because that was the French and Indian War. This was actually. Oh, now you're going to make me look it up.
Nobody likes a smart art, Tony. Right?
This is what we're talking about. You come on the channel to watch a show, and then you got a guy like Jeffrey. He's got to be a smart ass and try to correct Tony. Is that right?
Cancel.
You guys are having like
Jeffrey
flashbacks now.
Yeah,
love you, Jasper.
That sort of conflict interests me. I like the American Revolution as well. You know, so those sort of games interest me. But the American Civil War, I just can't. And I'm going to upset people. I'm going to try Napoleonic stuff. You know, not yet, not quite there yet with that.
I'll tell you what. Do the France Eagles or the Eagle system by Hexasim. It's kind of tactical, but it doesn't get down to the point where you're deciding
too much the mechanics and the rules. It's the era, the thing, the history. You know, I've got to get got to work into it. I think
because I've played that. No, I could actually literally do a review for the Austerlitz Hexasim game. Which is the France game. Yeah. I've played it 5 times, 3 times in one weekend against Kev Sharp. I've lost all 3 games.
The man he's a hustler. The man says he's useless at these games, and he gets you into a full sense of security because every time you play him, Tony, he just whips your ass, doesn't he? Just
Yeah, and I'm playing him again in April. Me and Braxton, matter of fact, are partnering up against him for a game of Carthage from GMT. So that'll be interesting.
Wow.
We're gonna use the new rules. I have to get those and start reading those.
The ancient stuff as well interests me. I'd like.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So the game was Quebec 75. It was published on S&T Strategy and Tactics, and it's from 2006. And it's actually a series, and it has Custer's Last Stand on the other side. It's like a 2-side. It's like actually got 2 games, which was pretty interesting.
Nice.
And I think there's another volume that talks about Pancho Villa and that Mexican revolt down in Texas. So I have to get that out and play it. The other one is called Case Green, which is a hypothetical, and it's what would happen if Czechoslovakia actually fought back against the Nazis coming in and taking over. So I want to get that to the table just because it's different. And I realized I'm not going to have the thousands and thousands of subscribers because I pick these weird topic games, but that's what interests me.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to play them. And also maybe, hey, somebody else sees it and is like, oh, that's interesting. That's different.
Sure, yeah. But if you're going to play the popular games, you're going to get lots of views and all that. But that's not why I do it. I do it because it's like a drug. I love it. I love, messing up and spending hours editing and writing stuff saying I made a mistake here. And
oh God, no, never. Put it out there, warts and all. And if somebody says,
I have to go through it and because I make mistakes. And I'll go through it and say, oops, I shouldn't have done that. I'll put it on, comes up, you've seen it, comes up on the video. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Blah, blah, blah. I'll put it right in the next video or something like that. So, but that's how I do it, and you do it differently and Mo does it differently. And that's what makes us all different, I suppose. But if you did games that everybody wanted to watch all the time,
that leads me out to something. I don't know if you guys saw Wayne Hansen's video. For those of you that he's offering to put videos up on his channel. If you don't want to do it yourself, or start up a channel yourself, he'll actually put the video up on his channel. And I thought that was I thought that was a great thing.
Yeah,
I thought
that's what it's all about, isn't it? You know, people want to be want to get this game out because they've enjoyed it. They made a video of it. They've taken the time, spent the time and effort to do it, but they can't get it up there, or they can't, or their equipment's no good, so they can get advice and all that. That's brilliant. That's what it's all about, isn't it? The more, the merrier.
Well, that's where I think it's incumbent upon us as, hey Gary, as content creators to make sure that, like Kev's doing his new show, we do it on Whiskey Charlie as well. Try to get new people in there, the guys with the smaller channel, and gals, you know, anybody who's a wargamer that has smaller channels, to get them some notice, because, you know, people don't know about all these voices because it's hard to find them all. And if you are new and you just have, you know, you shot like a series of videos, say 2 or 3 videos on a game, start up a YouTube channel, get it out there, and start going on these shows and mentioning things in the chat. Self-promote. You know, no one has a problem with self-promotion.
Then you've got to. I do it all the time. Facebook, you know, when a video comes out, bang. Only because, I want people to know about it, and you like people to watch, and you like people to say that was okay, or you could do this better, or whatever.
Sure.
I love the interaction.
And the other thing too is when somebody posted, you know, like if somebody were to come right now and say, I'm a new guy or new gal, and I got this video series I did, would you guys mind stopping by? And I'd really like to get some subs or whatever. Absolutely. Post it up here and talk about it, because we are, one of the best things about Wargamers is everybody in this community wants everyone to succeed. That includes content creators, that includes publishers, designers, everything, because, well, let's be honest, we're all greedy. This is why we want these people to succeed, so that way more games are made, so that way we can play them.
So we
want everybody to succeed.
Yeah. But I didn't get, sorry, Tony. We did that a little while back. We were asked to promote. We had to pick somebody that was new, didn't we? And got everybody over there to subscribe to them. And Kev's doing it now, so it's that's good. So that's self-promotion, Tony.
Yeah, this is the channel that Kev did 2 weeks ago. Justin's his name. It's Just Regard.
I couldn't find it, but I'm glad you've done that.
Yep. So I put the link in the chat there. He's got 97 subscribers. He's really good. So definitely get out there, guys, and make sure you subscribe to him. I know we don't do it for the subscribers. Yep.
98 subscribers. So you're already at an impact.
Yep. It's one of those things. Just fine. And there's channels I keep running into. I'm like, how long has this channel been around?
Tony, I've already subscribed to him. I subscribe to everybody. I don't think everybody subscribes to me, but I subscribe to everybody I find, just cause in case. Not only because you want to support them, but they might do a video on something you think, I'm glad they've done a video on that. So, I've already subscribed.
I was running, so I'm got Sekigahara, and I'm learning how to play it. And I came across a channel that I did not know existed. Now they do a lot of different games. But it's called Beans and Dice, and it's really
I've got that one, and crikey, there must be hundreds.
So I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull him out for everybody, and Ruff's like, I did that. I got that one. Yeah,
everyone,
Oh, Patrick from Patrick does a great job too.
Yeah. Subscribe.
Subscribe. Check.
So he's over 100 now.
Oh, sweet. Good job. Yeah, I told him I would talk about it, and I didn't get a chance to last week.
I remember when I got to 100, I thought, what on earth? 100 people want to subscribe to me. It's amazing. It's a nice, when you get to your 100, it's a great, you think, blimey, 100.
I'll tell you, this is a funny story. I have a couple students that do Let's Plays, but they're all like, video game Let's Plays. And I'm like, how many subscribers? So like, I got 75, and they're like all like excited, and I'm like, I've got 400, and they're like, what?
But it's great. It's great.
I go, guys, you'll get it up there. It takes a long time. It's not like you'll go through spurts too, where you're like, here's something, and then you'll do something, and then people remove, and then I used to remove my channel. I've got like trying to find somebody on my subscribed list is like almost impossible now, because I'm like scrolling down for like 5 minutes to get to the bottom of the list. And Yeah.
Well, don't worry about it. Just do what you're doing. Post your videos. Don't worry about the last thing you want to do if you're a content creator or have a channel of any sort is to worry about your subs, to worry about growing, because unless you've got like 500,000 viewers, 500,000 subscribers, 1 million, you can't turn this into a business. I mean, you're going to, you can make a few bucks on advertising or whatever, but, and I mean, few literally, if you want to, but this is not going to become a full-time gig. So you have to keep your mindset in a proper frame. You have to be in a proper frame of mind, basically, to do it. You do it like we all do because we love it. We want to share our love for it. We want to, uplift all the voices out there and share information about them and help everybody succeed. If you want to go out there and get 500,000 viewers or 500,000 subs or whatever, you better be shooting stuff on the street and get all these weird things that happen and post it on your channel and hope it goes viral.
Yeah, you're not doing wargaming. Yeah. But LBW, I've just subbed. You're one I missed. I've just subbed, mate. Right.
Oh my God, he missed one. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'd be insulted by that.
If I can give one piece of advice about anybody wanting to do this is don't do it for money.
Well, see, let me see. Am I on LBW? I know I've got Patrick, so I'm subbed to him. I'm not. Oh, so there we go. Now we got another sub for LBW. I did not have LBW in my sub list. So got it.
So they creep past, but we get them in the end.
Yeah, I mean it's so much fun that it's such a big hobby, and I'm getting tired of this. It's a niche hobby because looking at the number of people, Health Wales here, the people over the pond got it now.
Yeah, they've turned on now, 9 o'clock. I said 9 o'clock on my channel, thinking it was 9
I'm
o'clock.
sorry, a niche market is not, we're not that niche of a market anymore. It's not a niche market. It's
still a niche market in the world of games.
Yes.
Board games, yeah. It's a niche, within board games.
Yeah.
Board games is huge.
But it's still a bigger niche than what you think it is. It's like when I first got into it, see, the boys are what, 8 now, so they're about 8 years ago. I don't know why I decided to start wargaming when my twins were born.
So you didn't have any more. That was why.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I said no more after these. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's and I thought this was a small group, and then I'm like I'm running into seeing how many types of games there are out there. We've got, GMT is the number of producers of games are phenomenal out there. And yes, it is a growing hobby. I think a lot of the kind of crossover games are really helping with that. The coin games, I think, were a big crossover. I love the coin games. I love.
Can't get into them, but
you know what, Ruff? When that Red Dust Rebellion comes out,
that's the one I've ordered.
Yes, we'll play it together.
The Expanse.
Yeah. But I mean,
the no IP Expanse,
yeah. Yeah, basically that's what it is. Yeah, that'll be interesting. They just didn't want to pay for the the property for sure, and I get that. I mean, that's expensive for some of that stuff.
What's that? Astronomical. What's that?
The intellectual property for the Expanse, which is basically
there is a game called The Expanse based on The Expanse, but it doesn't look that interesting.
It's coiny. It's coiny.
Is it coiny?
It's kind of coiny. Kind of.
Saying it's a bit. Anyway, but
LBW. I'm Mo's Game Table. I should probably put that up there, Mo's Game Table, instead of Mo.
Right.
But
I suppose that we know your Mo's Game Table.
Well, LBW was asking. That's why I was just answering.
Throw up your link in the chat. Throw it up in the chat.
Let's see.
Hithwell, it's a niche, but community has started sharing. Oh, yeah, this is a big key thing.
Yeah, this is what I've got to get into. I haven't got a clue about Discord.
Yeah. I'm on like tons of servers on Discord.
I'm
actually not a ton. I'm like on 8. But yeah, I'm like on 8. But it's one of those things that, as much as I bemoan social media, because I do absolutely think there's plenty of negative, it's things like wargaming that actually make, and getting people that are in hobbies like this together that normally would not, like, I would never have met Ruff if it wasn't for social media, or Mo, or Jester. I don't know, Jester. Who knows, Jester. I may have ran into Jester because I think it.
Yeah, Jester ran into me by accident and invited me on, didn't he? He says, "Come on, you know," and that was it. I've met.
See, I still don't know how I'm still on the channel. You guys invited me once, and then all of a sudden I kept getting emails. I'm like, okay, so I'm just going to keep showing up.
Yeah, it's good.
No, but it works out. I mean, I really think 3 is the appropriate number for a show like this, and I think you'd probably agree with that, Mo. When you have Whiskey Charlie and it's you, Kev.
3.
When it's the 2 Marines and the Crocodile Hunter, you know, it's.
Yeah,
I don't know who said that, but I can't remember who said that. It was
what have we got? We got 2 baldies and a miserable sod.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh God!
I think the other thing too to keep in mind is I think, and hear me out here because I don't want to start off and have everybody flipping out thinking I'm being negative or anything. It's not. In a way, I think this COVID thing has been a good thing in the aspect of people starting channels, starting to talk about things, getting shows out there, getting themselves exposed to different people that haven't seen them before. And now it's helping grow that awareness because everyone has been stuck indoors. So people are forced to not be able to play with their game, with their game group. They're forced to play online. They're forced to talk online, things like that. And it's created this whole different interaction that was there before, and it was not as widely used as it was in wargaming as it was in other aspects of gaming. Or even just social media stuff. And I think this is really cool because now you become friends with a lot more people that you may have just kind of known in passing or known on Twitter only or known only on Facebook and stuff. You get to know them by you're inviting these people into your house and you're watching them on your TV, on your computer or whatever. And you're getting to know these people as to who they are. You're seeing them over the course of all these different shows. And you're seeing their personality, you're liking them and or not, and subbing to them or not, because of that. And I think it's been a boost in that way. It's been a crappy situation overall, but in a way it has helped.
But as Michael Caine, who comes from South London like what I do, as Michael Caine says, use the difficulty.
Michael Caine.
I
love Michael Caine.
Blow the bloody doors off. So
that was right on, but I think you have to be a soft Londoner to say it right.
Use that, and people are watching more videos. They're playing more games, even if it's by themselves. So get something out of this terrible thing that's going on. Let's just hope when it gets back to normal, that momentum stays with the community. That will be
what I'm hoping is instead of watching solo playthroughs that people are going to video their face-to-face sessions if they can figure out ways to do that. Which actually, hey, I'm going to segue into something that I was talking to Mo about, and kind of something I want to do, kind of a new series. And Jester was supposed to be the first one that I was going to do this with. And I've actually so we're going to do it with Jester when he gets back. We'll figure out a time. And I've actually got Wayne Hansen to play. But I want to go against different YouTubers, wargame YouTubers, and actually play, war games, live streaming it.
Hold on.
Okay.
Who are you on this thing with every week?
Okay, I want to live.
Let me finish. Hold on.
You were going to be the next one.
You said I'm going to play Jester. I'm going to play Wayne.
Yes.
And then you were about to say Mo, and then you said Kev, and then I'm thinking he's going to say me in a minute, and he's going to say me in it. But you haven't yet.
Oh no,
Heflo's going to be next, and then
you're rough. You're like down here. I'm sorry.
I know.
But
I'm useless. I'm rubbish. I get blown up in tanks and things. So
colonials.
Here's the thing: we've actually already played doing Tank Duel, and I think it's a great way to So for me, watching you and Jester, I was like, I want to talk to these guys. I want to be a part of this, But I'm very introverted when it comes down to it, so I sometimes don't.
Really?
Ask Yes. No, I am an extroverted introvert. Okay, so I either am quiet on the wall or I'm going to talk your ear off. One of the two, so, but, so I want us to get to know us as a group. So if we're playing games against each other, there's kind of the trash talk and the kind of the fun. It's just, I don't want it to be serious. I'm trying to do fun games. So like Command and Colors, easy games that you can finish in a 1-2 hour session. Maybe if we get a 4-player game, like a coin game or something pretty easy.
Oh, you might think of me.
I might. I might. I don't know.
He should be the first one you invite for a coin.
No, I'm joking. Actually, no, you're talking about that, but Blue Tweezers wants to do a co-op Warfighter with me.
Oh, yeah.
The problem is, it's the only way you can get like the Vasily
you have to pay for it.
Is buying it through DVG, and I haven't got a copy. I don't know if he said he might have, but he said maybe if we contact DVG, they might let us both use it if we're doing a live stream. So yeah, it's something I'd like to do. And being over here, that's the only way. Even if we get back to normal, there isn't, where I live anyway, a huge sort of.
I have to drive to St. Louis. So just so you know, I have to drive to St. Louis to get close to anybody that plays.
That means nothing to me.
8-hour drive. So basically, I'd have to go to the top of Scotland.
You're going to Scotland to play a game. You're balmy.
So, but it's a convention that I'm going to. So,
what I'd like to do, based on something, this is something I've talked about with a couple of people already, and maybe this could be a cross-channel promotion here we could do with this idea. Whiskey Charlie and the War Room. If this is done in time and we get to one of the online conventions, like I know Armchair Dragoons is doing theirs in June, if Compass gets their Vassal done for the Battle of Armageddon in time, we can have, that's a 6-player game.
Oh,
we can play a 6-player game of Battle of Armageddon, which is basically just like this monster King of the Hill trash talk, have fun game that you could play within 2 to 4 hours, and we can do it that way. And it's just like, it would be a ton of fun to do something like that, where everyone, you just randomly draw who your faction is, and then everybody just gets in there, and it's like, well, I'm going to go in here and attack you. It's like, yeah, well, guess what? I got a tactical nuke I'm dropping on your ass. It would be fun as hell.
That's Kerry Anderson, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Kerry Anderson.
Nice. I have Solar Marine. I don't have that one. I have Solar Marine. And I actually just, let's see, what else? I have a few of his others.
The counters are that thick.
But this one, Battle of Armageddon.
Yeah, that's the new one. That's the one. Yeah, I was looking at that. So that'd be fantastic to do.
Yeah, that would definitely. I would be up for that for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Friday night prime time.
Yes.
Well,
and it would be an after dark game because there would probably be adult language and beverages.
Oh, there will be. That's why it takes so long for me to get a video up, because I have to bleep. I have to sort of get all the swear words out. It's terrible because I throw something bad, and when you're playing on your own, of course, you let fly, don't you? And you forget your videoing. So
yes,
that has to come out. So,
some people twist their ankles when they play video games.
Yeah.
Oh,
you really don't get a Purple Heart when you're doing this. Oh, it's Herman, the Herminator.
Herman. So you're not on the hot seat this week, Herman. So just enjoy. We've got Mo on the hot seat this week.
Yeah, I've just revealed things I shouldn't have done about Mo. He's not very happy, but that's what I do. So there we go.
Yep. Well, I mean, hey, what can we say? But
actually, I looked into Mo, and you know what? There's nothing. This is Mr. Clean up here.
I've scrubbed my social profiles 100%. No, there's nothing there. I am what I am, and that's it. I'm like Popeye. But I think that would be cool doing something like that. And I love your idea of doing the whole content creator, content creator SmackDown, where you just like get together with someone else and you just have fun playing a game, because you're cross promoting each other's channels. And at the same time, you are, promoting a game, and also you're letting everybody in and see what it's like to play games with you guys, and finding out, hey, these content creators are just like us.
Yeah,
I could do this. And you can motivate people to do it themselves as well.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to show that these, Kev's got this, after I met Kev, I'm like, oh, he's just like one of us. I play, Kev's like, oh, I'd like to play Carthage. I'm like, I would too. I went on eBay, bought Carthage, and we ended up playing and had a blast. It's the stories that you keep from those games. I couldn't tell you. Well, actually, I can tell you who won, but that's beside the point. But there were times where he was, sending troops across because he was the Romans, troops across in the ocean, and he would roll to the point where he would lose his entire fleet and all the not core. That's not what I'm thinking of. All the legions. He would lose an entire legion because it would be sunk. Like it would get lost on the way there and get sunk. I mean, it was when we both had that happen. So I was playing the Carthaginians. I was sending troops over to, Italy. And sure enough, before I get there, my trireme just runs into a storm and sinks. It gets lost and sinks. So, and it's stuff like that is just so much fun. And I like to show that, and I would love, and that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm starting to get better at the technology thing. Like, video in a game is actually pretty easy. I just use my cell phone and record it, and then transfer it to my computer, and then put it up. I don't do the editing. Some people do. Ralph does.
Oh wow!
I don't do the editing. I put it all warts and all. If my kids are screaming in the background, you're going to hear it. If my dog goes off, you're going to hear it. You'll hear me frustrated because I'll pause it, go up, deal with my kids, and they like come back and like, oh, okay,
sometimes you'll disappear for 15 minutes. They go, where's Tony gone?
Well, I've done that in the past where that's one of the reasons why I've not done live playthroughs, because it's difficult for me to shoot a video to begin with anyway, because the way the house is set up, my wife will just walk in with the dog and say, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm shooting a video. She'll be like, "Hey, you need to do this, or I need you to take out the garbage." I'm like, I'm shooting a video, something like that. So it's kind of difficult. You got to wait till she's like either asleep or out of the house, So I try it when I have time like that. If I get a day, I'll shoot multiple videos at one time, and then I'll just put them in the can and then post them up as I can. I'm going to try, now that she understands what it is, this channel thing stuff is, I'm going to try to start doing that, but I'm just going to have to go in a reminder. Please don't come in and interrupt me. And so instead what she'll do is she'll just be like this. She'll be like around the corner.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn around and I'm like, "What are you doing?" I feel like I'm getting looked at. She's like, "I just wanted to see what you're doing." What?
I know.
So I do a lot of my live streams.
I have to tell everybody else, look, I'm going to do some recording now. So, would you please, how long is it been? I don't know. I'll let you know when I've finished, So they're pretty good, really, to be honest, because this is my living room.
Oh, wow.
It extends down there, but I'm up the one end of the living room, so I have to. Nobody can watch television or.
Oh, wow.
Wait, haven't you cleaned out that room yet? You said you were going to clean out your junk room.
I used to have a music shop, and it's just stuff full of stuff which I've got to get rid of or move. It's getting done little by little. This table here, I've got another one like this. That's what I got them for, to go upstairs to have my games room when I clear the room. That's what I want, but it will happen. But luckily, I've got an understanding missus and son with us, so they know the score. Oh, Dad's recording, better be
Patrick
quiet.
is 100% right. He said, where was it there? And the polishing takes perspiration. Takes hours to edit a simple video. People don't realize
how they don't. Even if it's a crappy video at the end of it.
She actually did go when we were doing one of the videos.
I remember that one.
He came in and I says, "Yeah, blah blah blah," and I called her hun, and everyone was just like, "What you calling a female viewer hun?" I was like, "That's my wife." Yeah.
So I have to give you my definition, or my wife's definition of what we do, and it's spot on. So when she describes what I do to other people, what my hobby is, so she's like, he's got a map on the table. He's got little chiclet-like things moving around. He will roll some dice and then either celebrate or get pissed. And then move the chiclets around some more until he's done. And I'm like, that's kind of true. So
Yeah, if an alien was
True.
watching what you were doing, that's what you're doing, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, we're playing with cardboard army men.
He's got little bits of cardboard pushing them about on a map thing with funny old hexes on it. Yeah, I think my wife is as well. You've got to start somewhere.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, you play games. My wife doesn't even try to describe them because she'd be like, "Oh, what he does. He plays these things with like really big rule books, and it's just all these numbers and no. I'm not going to play that. Where's the dice and where's the colorful boards? She likes to play Euro games, but only occasionally. She's not like a big gamer, like we are." And that's fine. And we play some Euros and stuff like that together. But generally, when it comes to war games, the only thing that she did play with me was Battle Cry, because I was playing it one day solo when she came in this many years ago. And she's like, "What's this?" And I said, "It's a game called Battle Cry about the American Civil War, blah, blah, blah." And she kept picking up the miniatures. She's like, "This is really cool. Teach me." So I'm like, okay, sat down. Next thing you know, we played like 6 or 7 times. And she really enjoyed it.
Because it had miniatures, do you reckon?
I think it really came down to the miniatures that kind of attracted her. And then also it was, because like her brother had played games growing up, like Stratego and Risk and things like that. And she could relate to that. Yeah. When she looks at the war games we all play, like the other war games, she goes, no.
Yeah, that's my wife. I go, "What about this one?" She goes,
"Yeah.
Let's play Alien." We'll play Alien. They love Alien. We're playing that.
Really?
Yeah.
So, the miniatures or the card?
No, the Legendary Encounters.
Okay, cool.
It's just a card deck building game. It's frustratingly fun, as I call it. But they love it.
Yeah, so I usually do a lot of live streams when I do open the boxes, when I do my box openings. And I do it right when I get home from school because there's no kids in the house because they're all at school. But it always seems to happen. My daughter likes to come down because she knows I'm recording and likes to say hi to everybody.
I'm like, great. And we love her for that. And she's done it many times, and we've all said hi to her. But they've got an evil streak, daughters. They have. They just have.
But that's fun. That's also part of the charm, that people will tune in for that because they'll be waiting for her to come in.
It means you're real as well.
Exactly.
She's actually played Command and Colors Ancients with me.
Cool.
A couple years ago, we got to play that. She likes Talisman, so we play Talisman.
I used to have that in the God. I lost that. I used to have that. The one with the shiny Talisman font on the front of it, the 80s one.
Yeah, and Hallerspiel has the Blitzkrieg game. I got that for my one son, and we've played it. When we played it the one time, we played it like 4 or 5 times in a row. He loves it.
How old is your
son? 8. Will be 9.
Why don't you shoot a playthrough of like Tank on Tank or Blitzkrieg or something with him? That would be cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to step him up to the Tank on Tank is kind of the next thing I want to. And then so my other son, because I have twin sons, a dinosaur. Don't do that to me. I got a funny story about that. Let me finish it. So I got dinosaur table battles for him. And so we just picked one dinosaur each and had I picked a Stegosaurus because that's my favorite, and he picked the T-Rex, and we had fun with that, and that was fun. So I'm getting them into the higher game and stuff like that. So
my boy, we played Men of Iron, and he enjoyed that, and the Hunters. He went out and I sat with him, and he did 2 patrols and got sunk, and then since then. Because the wife's going, "What's going on here?" I said, "Well, look at this one, the aliens. That we play that now." So, but I want to get my boy playing some more war games because I think deep down I might get a convert. So that'll be good.
I think we're signing off now because it looks like Kev just joined us. So I think
I
think we need to let. Yeah, we're gonna cut this one short.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah. But he did say he was going to troll us, didn't he?
Yes, he did. The Baltic Sea Boats channel. They have a video of the Bismarck sinking the hood. It's supposed to be the real deal.
Really?
Huh. Yeah. I'll have to look into that.
Oh, right. Not happy myself watching the hood sink, but we'll give it for historical, point of view.
Well, you should do your MI6, MI5 stuff that you do and investigate whether it's real. You can do your forensics investigation of the video and find out if it's real.
I know. I did it because Herman was an important guest. Yeah, he's a
True.
legend.
He's still on. Shh.
He?
He doesn't need a bigger head than he's already got.
No, I love Herman. You know, he is a legend. And
did you just say a legend?
No, I can't say legend.
Okay.
So I thought we have an important guest on, so I've got to do a bit of background work. So that's what I thought I'd do. But
he called him a foot.
I got was he thinking, well, how is he getting this info? That was the funny thing, and he was finding it funny as well. So I don't do it to everyone.
So you called him a foot, essentially. You said he was a leg end.
Only because I can't say legend. Sorry,
either a foot or a hip, one of the two, depending on which end of the leg it is.
I think that's
an ass.
But I only do it to the important guests, Mo.
Yeah. So I'm not important.
Awesome.
No, it was just something I did. It was fun, and I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah.
Jezza1 says leg end is an old British joke.
Yes, it is. Everybody, we call somebody, you know,
instead of saying legend, leg end.
Yeah, it's just a silly thing. And the other thing we say is they're a legend in their own lunchtime.
Yeah, we say legend in their own mind.
Yeah.
No, we say lunchtime because it's a bit like lunchtime. It's a play on words. So we're a bit more subtle. Anyway, moving on.
So have we gotten anything recently? I haven't got anything for a while. Have you guys gotten anything in? Anything interesting or just anything?
I did the unboxing of Holland 44.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm glad I got one of those of the series. We've been wanting one for a long time. So I'm glad I'm off with that. I've got a couple on P500. So I've been having I'm getting really good now. I can sort of read 2 rule books at the same time.
You're better than me.
Nice.
No. The fact I can read them means twice as less goes in, but I do read. It's quite good. I'm playing a game and learning the rules, but I think I'll take Holland 44 up. I'll to bed. I'll read for 10 minutes, you know. Yeah, that looks really good. So I'm pleased about that. What else have I got in? Apart from the non-war game Wednesday malarkey stuff, I think that's about it at the moment. Yeah. What do you guys got in? Anything new?
Well, I got Battle of Armageddon in, and I did a video on that, and been working through playing, and I just haven't had the time to sit and shoot it. I wanted to shoot a solitaire playthrough of No Motherland Without. I just haven't had the time to, and now my table is completely taken up by another game, which will not be named. Just a little bit of a teaser.
We've seen the pictures.
Yeah, I can say that it's going to be a pretty awesome thing, and we'll be talking more about it.
Will love it.
What's that?
Yes, Hex to Hex will
love it.
Yes,
like a certain type of game.
Yes.
Purple Norseman.
We've killed him. We've got fed up. We've closed the body.
Not supposed to say that online.
God, he's going to show up someplace and we're going to get in trouble.
This is going out to millions of television stations around the world.
Of course, yeah. We've split his body into 3. Unfortunately, I've got the bit that talks.
What'd you do with the head, Tony?
Sorry, you didn't. No.
Herman's asking, is it a monster game? I would say this falls into the monster game category there, Herman. I think so. It's definitely it's a big game, and it's going to be, but it's a big game, but it's not going to bog you down with big rules, which is great. And there's going to be obviously rules you're going to have to learn. You have to think through it, but
who's the designer?
Or are you allowed to say?
I cannot say. It is it's a known designer.
Who is it? Right.
I can't say.
Okay. So
it's actually my first game. It's my first design, and no, I'm only kidding.
What era? Can we say what era it is? Can you say what era it is?
Yeah, it's 19th century, and you will enjoy
1066 and 2045. It's somewhere in between.
It is. You are correct, sir.
I can say that, can't I? Yeah, I can say that. Yeah.
Small time designer. I wouldn't say small time.
Yeah.
You know, he's kind of an okay designer. He's kind of an okay guy.
Oh, I did.
This is so much fun. We're going to look back at this in a couple of weeks and just have a lot of laughs on this. It will be coming out soon. We just have to. That all has to be coordinated, and there will be coverage on more than one channel, and there will be a lot more information coming out on it. And I think you guys are going to really be pleased. I know you guys are going to be pleased. I'll put it that way.
And LBW, which I'm thinking of Leg Before Wicket is what I'm thinking, an LBW. But anyways, he says, hats off to the designers. You guys rock. Crazy how you come up. I am totally in agreement. And after Herman was on, he sent us a nice email, and I said, well, my thing is I just want to get these designers. I want people to realize these designers are players like us. They're like us, but they're able to design these games, and they're not, there may be a few legends that you might get in all of, but most of them are just normal guys that do this on their own. That's not their full-time job. Well, obviously Herman, it's his. But he's retired.
Yeah. They're just like us, but their brains are wired differently, aren't they, Mo? Yes, they're just different. Yeah. And I can't, and hats off to them. And thank God that they have differently wired brains, but my wallet thinks otherwise.
I got a request here.
Sharp.
Yeah.
What's cricket?
Throw him a googly, Tony. Throw him a googly.
No, I'll make a shorter hit him in the head. Throw a short hit in the head.
No,
I don't.
Yorker.
Actually, believe it or not, here where I live in Texas, in North Texas, they're working on building a cricket complex. I was like,
they are actually going to be doing a T20 tournament in the United States. Yes,
really. I was like, this is North Texas. This is like football central. What are you talking about?
It's amazing how there's a lot in the southern U.S. There's actually a lot. It's crazy. So, yeah.
So if it wasn't for cricket and the children's game Rounders, you wouldn't have baseball.
That is true. You wouldn't have cricket if it wasn't for the United States. So let's not go there.
What?
The first cricket game was ever played was against Canada in the United States. So I don't want to hear it.
And who
so
played
there?
I have no idea who won.
They were probably British, weren't they? They're probably British. Yeah. Anyway, leave that there.
Yeah. So I don't have anything. I did order one of Lutman's games from White Dog Game.
Lutman, you've been a bit casual, aren't you?
Herman's games.
Mr. Lutman to you.
Sorry, Mr. Lutman. I ordered the
honorable Mr. Lutman.
Yeah, the honorable. I ordered the Dunkirk, the Miracle Dunkirk through White Dog Games, and then I'm looking forward to his one that's coming out with Revolution Games because it's supposed to be. He was saying it was a little bit different, so he had some differences on that. So but his Solar Games. I'm just tired of them beating me up. But I must be a glutton for punishment because I keep.
That was another one that I have. I got the in magnificent style. I can't even speak because it beats me up so bad. But that is a fun game, and
everybody's raving about that, even though it's
great.
War. Herman, send me a copy for goodness sake.
Ruff's not shy. Ruff's not shy. Yeah,
but no, everybody's raving about it, and Half Hot, yourself, those people, they're all raving about it. So
Yeah, I've continued my play test of Mr. President. The country really does not like me.
Good job then.
Everything I seem to be doing
president for you
makes my public approval rating, which could lead to an automatic loss, go down. Luckily, I have the media on my side, so every time it goes down, one it goes up. So,
and this is with Mike B, isn't it?
What?
With Mike, yeah?
Yes, with Mike Birchelli. Yep. It's so far I've really enjoyed. I'm about a third through the first turn. So it is definitely a monster game.
I don't want to worry you, and I don't want to upset Jester, but we've got 150 viewers at the moment. So
yeah.
Oh my god.
See, no, wait. What?
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
I don't understand it either. They get this like what should be like this utensil for corporal punishment, and they hit a ball.
No, it is. It is. If you went to public school, which over here means something different, that was a utensil for corporal punishment.
There you
And
go.
even at my school, it was either the plimsoll or the cricket bat. So seriously.
Nice.
That was all
There you
Big
go.
Ford. He logged in 149 times.
False advertising.
Thanks, Kev.
Have you guys ever accidentally thumbed up your own videos when you're like going around? Just out of curiosity. I've done it once or
I don't
twice.
know.
On
I probably have.
I took it off, but like for some reason, like when I'm like previewing it, I end up accidentally like it's such a habit that every time I watch a video, I thumbs it up, no matter what, whether I like it or not. Because
Like the way you accidentally thumbed down mine.
yeah, but I thumbed it back up. I took it off and thumbed it back up.
But here's the thing. Here, that brings up a good point. You know, you were saying about you accidentally thumbed up your video, and because you go around and you thumb up everyone's videos.
Yeah.
Well, what about you're thumbing up everyone's videos, but then people will complain if everybody talks positively about games. It's the same thing. You're spreading positivity. You're not critiquing that video. You're giving it a thumbs up. So you're giving it support. So when you talk positive about a game, you're giving the game positive support.
I'm pulling the player's aid card on this. I only watch what I like.
That's what I do too. I mean, I think if you're going to review or talk about games anyway, if you're going to review a game, one of two extremes, either because you either really like it or just like it, or you had a bone to pick with it because of whatever reason. Because like there's been a few games in the past that I will not. It's important to like yourself. There you go. There are some games I've played that I just was like, no, this is just got problems or whatever. And I will not even bother talking about it because I don't want to come off as being just ripping it apart, which essentially is how I would. And then there's games that I can talk positive about that I don't like. You know, I can say this is a fun game, or I can see where it's a fun game for people, and I can see where mechanically it's a sound game. I just don't like it.
It's not for me.
Yeah, I mean,
but the thing is, you play a game before you video it?
Yes.
And you go, no, I'll put that at the bottom of the list, I think. Or I want to do this one. Yep. And you can be positive even if you don't like the game. But from my point of view, if I don't like the game, I
video it. I'll play it again.
Yeah, true. Exactly.
And that brings me to this top 10 thing we're doing, Tony. It's going all askew here. We said we're going to do these 10 games this year. We made a list. It's in stone. But I've got Space Infantry Federation there, which is going to be my next one. As you know, I've done Space Empire 4X Unbox, and I'm thinking, I want to do that. I want to do the Doomsday solo stuff. But the time it's now March. I'm not going to get through. And Jester's going to go bonkers, isn't he? He's going to go bonkers. If I don't do
you accidentally turn into wargaming.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Herm. I appreciate that. But I can give two examples of what I'm talking about. That exactly. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
And
there are two very highly regarded games that I do not like personally.
Twilight Struggle.
No, Twilight Struggle is a good game, but I do not like Combat Commander, and I do not like Sekigahara, and they are both widely loved. And I can understand why. I mean, I played both, and I can understand why. And I think they're gorgeous productions, especially Sekigahara. I think it's a beautiful production.
That's the one you just got, Tony, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous on the table. It's beautiful. But both of them, Combat Commander, to me, why I don't like it is all about what cards you have. All about. The entire game is about what you have in your hand, and when you get tired of dumping cards, hands
you get
of cards.
Bad hand to start with. That's
exactly.
Right.
And you feel like you can't do anything. It's like there's no flow to the game for me. There's no flow to it, and I understand the combat confusion, the command confusion that it's trying to get across, and I respect that and I understand it. It just doesn't work for me. It's not that it doesn't work as a game; it just doesn't work for me. And then that's a good point too. I have a hard time working up enthusiasm to do content in games I don't like. Gary's got a great point there. And then the other with Sekigahara is it's an absolutely gorgeous game. My personal opinion, if I was my personal opinion, and I'll give it here, is it's a highly overproduced hand management game. It really is. It's gorgeous, but it really comes down to what cards you have in your hand to move in just a couple of avenues, which is what Sekigahara was. There were only a couple of ways that these troops moved to get to the penultimate battle. And if you can get into the castle, it's over. Now, I guess I don't need to. No, that's okay. I'll pass.
Sign up your invite.
But it's that's how I feel about them. Now, would I trash those games? Absolutely not, because they're highly well regarded.
Yeah, people love them.
And a lot of people love them, and that's fine. For me, I don't hate the games. I don't think they're bad designs. It's just, for me, I won't talk about them because, except here, like I'm giving an example, because it's just, they don't speak to me. Yeah. You know, and that's fine, because it's not trash to me. It's just not something that I don't connect with it. And then other people absolutely adore it. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's why there's so many great games out there. And that's what's important, is we have a lot of great chances or choices to select from and to really connect with different games and enjoy ourselves.
I'm with you on this one, Jezza one, because I am this close to not continuing. Oh, and my bandwidth is going down, but I can see it.
Yeah, stop motion. Bad stop motion.
Yeah, but I'm currently doing the VCS Salerno system, and I am not liking it. I'm struggling with the rules. Yeah, I like the idea behind it, and maybe it's just the Salerno with everything like that. But I'm going to try to do at least another turn or two, but I just don't know where to go with it. I think maybe once I start playing it, I might find a better way to go with it, but right now I just don't know where I'm going with it.
Yeah, when are they bringing out another one in the series? Because they weren't.
Yeah, this one, it's Kharkov. It's Kharkov.
Ages.
So, yeah,
you didn't get another one. And I watched Cannondale's review of it.
He stopped halfway through too.
He didn't think much of it either.
You know, Purple Norseman brings up a good point. You had hit on, I think, before either Tony or Dean or both of you did. He says, don't know if they are true reviews unless you played the game multiple times.
You can't.
And opposed, and you really can't. It's hard to do that with war games, to play multiple times opposed. Now, some games you can, because they're smaller, faster games to play. Case in point, when I played Brief Border Wars last year and I did a review on that, I played that game. I probably played every scenario at least twice. And I didn't play them opposed. I only played them solitaire, but I got enough of a sense of the game, and I played enough games opposed and solitaire to get a sense of how another player would probably play against me on this, because of the way the game works and stuff, and why the content creator doesn't like it. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, in that way, you could be a little bit more, instead of just letting things kind of fall off the market, fall off the cliff with it. And like, why didn't you come finish it? Just, 5 minutes saying, hey, I'm not going to finish this because blah, blah, blah. This is just didn't go with me. I wasn't feeling it. Now I had that happen with Rock of the Marne. And this is what happened to me. And then finally got back to it.
John. If the game is speaking to you, it's time to take a break.
Yeah.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Julian, it's with Compass now, actually. That VCS Kharkov is with Compass now, from what I hear.
Does that tell you something or not?
No, it just tells me MMP didn't want to put up with it. And I think the Salerno game kind of hurt them with that. I really do.
Yeah. He'll moan constantly throughout the video, but we'll finish it.
Yeah. But it's true. I mean, it's hard to play these war games.
I know. And you know what I think of Panzer Grenadier? I like Panzer Grenadier. I know people don't like it. I like it. And
Gary and Artie has said, hey, it's just not for me. He said people love it. It's just not for me. That's the way we should all be talking about our games.
And he said, I remember I watched one of his live streams afterwards, it was a long time ago, and he was saying that tried Panzer Grenadier, Russ Orsman's doing a playthrough, and he's loving it, and that's fine. And that's how it should be. It's But
The only time you should criticize the game is when the game is actually broken. And Kev
Or
seems
has
to find
massive problems. Yeah.
yeah, and Kev seems to find those games pretty.
Kev's just a friggin' I don't know. He's just always mad. He's our mad Aussie. Love you, Kev.
That's Aussies for you. That's why I love them. They just don't give a, they just say what they see. You know, it's a bit like catchphrase.
Well, Kev's a very prolific gamer. I mean, he plays a lot of games, and he's the type of guy that really he should look at getting into development because he can sit down and dissect a game pretty quick and make that determination as to what's wrong, you know, and where there are issues and what's good. And somebody like that, it's a great mind to have in development because
I'm surprised he's not been
see that.
Before. Surprised he's not been used before. And actually, he was one of the guys I watched before I started the YouTube channel that got me into it. So, you know, his sort of passion and honesty got me into it, you know. But yeah,
and snarky comments.
And snarky, I love, he's Aussie. What do you expect, you know?
Exactly. I love the snarkasm.
Yeah.
Tony, you know what you should do is you should probably turn off your camera and turn it back on. See if that loosens up your bandwidth.
Yeah, turn the computer off and then...
No, the camera.
Just turn... I'm having problems with my computer. Turn it back. Yeah.
Now we got rid of him. No.
Right.
Well, I'm still here.
Oh, God, he's still there. You're vibrating.
Oh, was I really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look,
your icon.
Your icon.
It's impulsive.
Is that the technical term?
Well,
you're an IT chap. You're an IT chap, aren't you, Mo?
Yes. Yeah.
So you know what you're talking about.
Unfortunately,
I know two things about computers: nothing and bugger all.
Yeah, now I can't. Oh, there it is. I was like,
no, we prefer that icon. Oh God, he's back. Right.
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, there you go. Now you're moving again. I think sometimes you just need to kind of flex the bandwidth a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go. Now it looks better.
Well, with 3 kids and a wife all on probably the Wi-Fi right now because we
burning the hell out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we cut cable and we just use Hulu and my kids use YouTube and that's about it. Other than my one son has watched every Phineas and Ferb episode 4 times, I think. He just keeps going through the series. So
now I want to know what
Thanks, Kev.
I want to know what Todd's talking about over here.
What's he talking about?
Sorry I couldn't join today. Helping my mom with a gloving cell.
That sounds a bit suspect. Todd, what's going on?
Gloving? We'll have to watch this after the fact. What is a gloving cell? Do we want to know?
I'm going to look it up. It sounds... Oh, it's not. It's been banned. Hold on. It won't let me go on it.
Oh, wow.
It's a gloving. Hold on. Gloving is a form of modern dance which involves the use of fingertip light emitting diodes.
Okay.
LEDs.
Yeah, I know what an LED is. Yeah.
I love this. I love Kev, but I take everything he says with a grain of salt since he seems to always lose the post. Not when I play him. He seems to beat the crap out of me when I play him.
That's all we hear when Tony's been playing Kev is that, I was throwing bad dice. I think that's his excuse, Tony, isn't it? Your excuse?
Yeah. I do throw bad dice. Yeah.
Kev, leave your mom's gloves alone. Not Google.
It sounds a bit iffy, doesn't it?
It does sound.
A moving sale?
Moving sale.
How did you like gloving?
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing, I know when it comes to gloving is there is a term, a degloved, that is used in like forensics when the skin is taken off of the hand. And that's fairly gross. That's why I was like, what does he mean by gloving sale?
Yeah, it's
the
got
Urban
a weird
Dictionary.
It don't
now I'm going.
I'm just going to go out and do a bit of gloving. It doesn't sound nice, does it? Tom, no.
Kev's saying dice. Haha. Well, it is the dice. I will say I will be playing OCS, and I think I heard Artie complain about this too. So we're playing OCS. We're playing DAC 2, which Kev, we need to get back to it. But I'm sitting there playing OCS. I have probably a 6-1, 7-1, 8-1, great odds, and I roll for supply, and I roll for surprise, and I roll like defender supplies with 6 shifts to the left all the time. It seems to always happen.
Tony, you use this excuse all the time. Why don't you just admit you're just as rubbish as I am?
Okay, I'm just as rubbish
as I am. Yeah, that's
what we should do. Is we should all take the issues that we have with our dice. We should set those dice aside, and we should all do a live online stream of our dice execution, like Kev did years ago.
Like Kev did, yeah.
Gimpy did that once, didn't he? He was throwing such bad dice on a video, and he said, "These are going in the bonfire. These are going to be burned." And he said, "You just threw them, I think." He said, "These." So yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah. Oh, if I do that with all my dice, I'll have no dice left.
Ritual, yeah, we just have a ritual burning of the dice, yeah.
But I like the blaming the dice, because I have a tendency when I play games, I will try to be analytical and stuff like that about it. See you, Patrick. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you.
I will. I just have a tendency when I'm playing to just say, "What does this do? What does that do?" I'm going to try this, and people, when we're playing, sometimes I go, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "Because it's in the rules. I want to see what it does." Sometimes, but it's a lot of just have a lot of fun with it, and yeah, it's easy to blame the dice.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the old dice gods. I do blame them. Yes. And do you do this as well? If you've thrown a bad dice, you'll pick another dice. You won't use that one again.
Sometimes, but I give them a few times to redeem themselves.
No, I know. We are terribly superstitious as gamers, aren't we?
That's why I bought balanced dice. That way
they're expensive, aren't they?
Well, you get the aluminum ones.
Tony uses proper balanced dice. These metal things.
I will never do that, because I still want my excuse of the dice being the problem. If I get balanced dice,
crackers, don't you?
Well, I've used balanced dice, and they still don't work. I'm going to tell you, they still don't work. And I was playing Braxton, who was on earlier. I don't know if he's still on, but I was playing Braxton, and he had those game science dice. We were throwing D10s for a GCACW game, and I still was throwing bad, so they don't work either. So
which dice?
The game science dice.
Oh, there's those horrible ones without any color in them, isn't it?
Or they've got color. You have to get them. You have to add extra ink for the numbers.
Yes. Yeah. Well, still didn't work. It's just you. Yes, I felt like that.
You got to videotape that.
Yeah.
Post it on your channel.
Oh, that goes. Yep. Todd, you always accidentally throws things for a loop.
Yeah, you've certainly put visions in our head now, Todd, about gloving and
disturbing visions.
It's not going to get out. It's not going to. It's stayed there. Sorry. You're terrible, Todd. Terrible.
No, Braxton was there. Yeah, I don't see a big difference. It's fun to think so. Yeah. So they don't work. They throw bad, just as bad, as all my other dice that I throw. So, yeah.
Yeah, if the luck's not with you, it's not with you, is it?
This is true. Line them all up and say, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah. What you have to do, line them all up, and you take one out and burn it in front of the other dice and say, look.
Put it on a stake.
You better
tie it to a stake and light it on fire.
Yeah, and you say, "This is what's going. You better be good."
Burn the witch. Now, I have not seen it, and maybe you guys have. Has anybody? I'm gonna show this real quick. Has anybody?
Seen live gloving? No.
No, God, no. Seen somebody throw dice across the room because they were throwing him so bad. I have not seen it. I've heard, but I have not seen it.
I'm not sure if I can remember if Gimpy actually threw them across the room or he just threatened to put them in the fire. But no, I've not seen anybody.
This is pretty good.
I was playing Napoleonics, but next day I gave a pain.
Oh no!
They lost about it. They finished it. Wow.
Mind you, I can understand it. I'm a guitarist, and I used to practice classical guitar for hours. I don't do so much now, and I'd be practicing a tune, and I'd be at a house where I had a music room downstairs. They'd be upstairs, and I'd be practicing this game for this tune for hours. And my daughter would call down and say, "If you play that tune again, I'm going to come down and shoot you."
Well, it depends on what it was.
Talking about
Baby Shark.
The tune I'm practicing.
Back to
throwing the dice. I've played this and got it wrong, and I've picked up a guitar and thrown it across the room. And the moment it's left my hand, I've instantly regretted it. But that didn't stop, the laws of motion from it hitting the wall. And
love that. If I seen you mean have done, then yes. that's great. That's why you play Combat Commander, so there's no dice.
There you go.
I have a cracked computer monitor.
I suppose we've all got evidence somewhere that we've lost it for some reason or other. Yes, the minions. Yes. How can you shatter a D4? It's a triangle.
Hammer right on the hammer.
Oh, right.
You hammered that caltrop right into the table. Bam.
Well, I just remember because when we were playing with when I was playing Carthage with Kev.
No.
Oh God. Whew. Yeah.
Hold on a sec. I'll be back.
Yeah, but no, when I was playing Kev, it just reminded me we were playing Carthage. He was telling me about he was playing with a buddy of his playing Carthage, and the guy literally threw the dice across the room.
Yeah, I can see that.
To me, that's part of the fun when you got that die roll and you're like, okay, I need this, and then you either hit it or you miss it by 1 point. And you're like, no.
Yeah, I've done that where I was playing OST one time at a con, and I was putting myself in good position, and everything I was doing was sound, and we were playing Stalingrad, and I just couldn't get the dice, and my opponent even said it. He goes, "Oh, dude," he goes, "Your dice, get new dice, pull new dice out, because this is ridiculous. You're rolling like 1s and 2s all day long." I was rolling terrible. And even he noticed it and says, "Dude, get some new dice here. Try these dice. I mean, you got to freshen those dice up because they're just not wanting to cooperate." I'm like, "Yeah, it's all good." I mean, I get mad at them, sometimes, but when I'm playing solitaire, well, that's why you play Tabletop Simulator, because you can flip the table. If I get into a position where the dice are screwing up the game flow, I will, like, if I feel like they're constantly rolling low, and it's like, okay, just like I know there's some dice that constantly roll high, I try to weed those out when I find them, because I don't want I want the consistent inconsistency of dice rolls. I know these rolls always roll high, and in this game I need to roll high, so I'm going to use this. I'll win. It's like, you're not winning, you're cheating yourself.
Yeah.
But if I find that and I keep screwing myself up, I just go, yeah, that roll didn't count, and I'll just get another dice and I'll roll it again, because I'm like, this is really just going to kill the flow of the game for me. So punch the monitor is another good option.
Yep. Oh, and I'll tell you what, you could. Oh, here you can throw the monitor instead.
You can do that.
They're cheap now,
They're cheap enough now where you can get away with that.
Sorry about that. What did I miss?
Let's see. Hex the Hex throws a monitor instead of the dice. Let's see here.
No, I know we've all. No.
Oh, Matt. I know this is Matt.
True. It is true, though.
Well, the good thing is, I'm noticing, I was just doing a little check, and LBW Strategy is now up to 167 subs.
Oh, sweet. Good.
So awesome. We're definitely having an impact. That's the point of doing these things, is to point out, showing these different channels off and getting everybody to sub to each other. So that way we can help boost each other's voices, and we can all together then boost the signal. Yeah.
If anybody's in the chat that we don't know about, that has a channel, put it in the, and we'll do it,
Oh, he's a teacher too. That's scared. No.
You teachers are weird.
Hey, you're not that far off of one.
I'm a tutor.
I would never murder a friend for beating me in a game, but I would have no problem taking the game itself out to the wood chipper if it pissed me off that bad.
But isn't that the good thing about?
Nice. Nice. See, that's why you need to have one of those fake keyboards that when you hit it on the table, it automatically has the keys on it that are just snap in. So you smash it and the keys fly everywhere. People go, oh my God, it's in. You got to tune in. This guy smashes his keyboard every week. You know, that'll be a good gimmick.
Yeah. Expensive, but good.
Make sure he's trashing the cheap keyboards. And
no, you get a keyboard that you make where you snap the keys in, and that way when you smash it, they immediately just pop off. So it looks like
it looks like he's smashing the thing.
Exactly. It would be a good gimmick, you know.
Instead of dice tower, guys, dice guillotines.
Ooh.
Oh, Mo's writing that down.
No, I'm actually texting someone right now that just texted me.
That's blooming rude, isn't it?
Well, I have a scheduled thing with. I'm going to be sitting with a designer here in about another 10, 15 minutes. So he's just messaging me to.
Why is that?
Because we're going to be doing this is a different designer. This is for another game. We're going to be doing a playthrough of his. We're going to be doing a tutorial of his game. So we're going to record it. I'm going to post the video. Yeah, it's Nato from Bruce Maxwell.
Oh, great! What the reissue of the old classic Nato? Yeah,
the remake. It is a total remake of the game. It's not just a republish. No, it's totally redone.
I was going to ask you that. And did you play the original game?
I did not play the original game. I never had a chance to. What's that?
You don't look old enough.
Oh, I'm old enough. I'm not 20. I'm not 25. Double that and a few, and then I'm in that range.
I think I'm still the young guy out of this group.
You're definitely the young guy.
Yeah, shut up, you whippersnapper. But but you never played the game, the original game.
No, I never had a chance to play it. I'm trying to remember that one. I did not play. The Next War is the one I did play. I never had a chance to play the original NATO though.
So what do you reckon? Is it obviously it's a better game, I suppose, but why is it better?
Well, I can tell you a little shameless self-promotion. If you go
for it.
If you go to my channel, you can listen to the interview I did with Bruce Maxwell, and he talks all about that. But I will tell you that Bruce said, in essence, what he said was when he did the game, they kind of just came to him and says, we want to get this game out in 30 days. And he was like, he already had a design there, but he's like, 30 days? Okay, so he basically was working night and day on a thing, and when he put it out, he hated the game. He was not happy with it at all.
Because of the rush?
Yes, and he realizes the shortcomings of the game, and he always wanted to correct that. And he was, Compass came out to him. Bill got in touch with him from Compass, said, we want you to redo Air and Armor. He says, I will redo Air and Armor if you let me redo NATO. And they said, sure. So they got 2 games. Now,
so he's done it the way he wanted to do it.
Exactly. So now he's got a whole new rework of NATO coming out, and then he's got Air and Armor. And the really cool thing about Air and Armor is that is a 2-player game where there's a lot of hidden information and stuff. But the cool part about it is, in development, they have come up with a good solitaire system in place.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to have both. So
okay, that's going to go. I didn't realize
that. The thing is, with Compass Games, they've got so many good games out, but they don't do any hello, you guys over in Europe and UK sort of thingy. And they are expensive once they get over here. That's the only problem, if they get over here.
Well, that's the problem, is because of all the, they have to get somebody over. All the publishers have to get a distributor over in the UK. And then if you order it from here, you got to pay all the VAT and everything. And it's insane.
It's crazy at the moment. But we'll see. Yes, I'll look at that's on my watch list, the NATO one.
Okay, we've got a couple more minutes, and then we're going to cut it here. So,
you're doing the jester?
Well, I've got 3 kids up screaming right now. Not really.
Well, you go take care of those screaming kids. And, you guys can all just go away and sub to whoever's channel you want to sub to. Do I got it right?
No, but so real quick, or take
Thanks,
your
Kev.
time. Okay, take your time, whatever. So Mo, what you got coming? What's planned for the week?
For this week,
What you got coming out?
have not even looked at what I've got coming out this week. I do know that I have an old game that I need to. Let me see if I've got it here. I've got that has to come out. I've had for a while, and I just have not posted it yet. But an older game that some people might like to see a little preview on, and that was Operation Pegasus from Task Force Games.
Oh, cool, blimey.
So that's an older game that we'll be doing, and then I'll be working on stuff that I won't be releasing this week, but the one that shall not be named, and then the other, which I just talked about, Nato, and that will be coming out hopefully within the next couple of weeks.
So,
and then I'm going to be on Gary's show on Monday. He invited me on, so I'll be on there, and then we're going to do Whiskey Charlie this Tuesday night, and then so we'll be having some chat over there as well. So if you guys want to come over and listen to three jackasses talk, aside from these three jackasses and myself included,
yeah,
come on over to Whiskey Charlie.
Same thing.
Two Marines and the Crocodile Hunter, as they say.
I love
right?
it. Yeah, that works. That works.
Two baldies and the miserable get. So
yeah,
pick your choice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, Ruff, what you got planned for this week? What you got?
This week, I'm videoing at the moment Space Infantry Federation.
Yep.
Hopefully to finish that, or to at least start it. And then next, I've got some unboxings coming up. But what to do next? Do I do one on my list, or do I do Space Empires 4X? I don't know. Don't know. But
so you're doing a live stream on Thursday with Warfighter, right?
No. Sorry, I don't know. It's not that. No. It's logistics with the way we can do it.
No, yeah. I gotcha.
DVG.
Yeah, I bet if you emailed Sarah at DVG and say, "Hey, we want to do this. Would you be willing to?"
That's what we're going to do. And
yeah,
can I? I'm not sure if Blue Tweezers. I think he said he's got it. Have I got a copy? And I haven't. But he said maybe if we contact DVG, they might let us do a two-way thing. But I hope he knows what he's doing, because I haven't got a clue. Sort of tech, IT wise. But that's something I'd like to do. That'd be great fun to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Live streams anyway. I want to do some more. After the last live stream where it all went, I don't know what happened there. It all went sort of. I really don't know what happened, because what I was looking at on OBS wasn't what was coming out on YouTube, and it was all like that. So I'd like to do some more live streams, even if it is things like Warfighter or some solo games I can do, like Castle Litter or Padlock House.
I've got this. Which is the Turning Point Solution. And so it's what, 8 pages, not even 8 pages, 7 pages rules, but
give it to a Wargamer.
It's this big.
Right.
So I was probably gonna do this, do a live stream on this, because I think it would fit. I'd be able to fit it all on the screen, because I don't like to have my the camera too far away.
Yeah.
So I was looking at that, and I took this to DC one time and tried to play it, but that was when I was like, this game is like much easier now, because I've played enough war games that a lot of the, as you play, you don't have to worry about movement and stuff like that. So I was thinking about doing a live stream with that, because it's Hastings, it's 1066. Yeah.
Cool. I might do a live stream on a Wednesday, being a non-Wargamer Wednesday, of the
legendary
Corkle.
No, the legendary. Shut up, you two. The aliens, just to piss me off.
Yahtzee? Were you playing?
No,
did you say
that'd be
playing
good.
Solo Yahtzee? Yeah.
Huh?
Did you say you were playing Yahtzee solo?
It's great.
Opposed, both hands.
Both.
Yeah. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, you see.
There you go. That's how you can play opposed because neither one knows what they're doing. So now that's cool. I think something like that would be fun because it's not okay. It's not technically a war game, but wargamers will still be interested in it because it's still you're fighting
conflict.
aliens.
It's conflict.
Yeah.
You're fighting the alien. It's
Yeah.
I tell you what, if you've not played it, and I'm not nothing to do with what is it, Upper Deck or something? Yeah,
Upper Deck. Yeah.
Nothing to do with them, but I think it's the best, in my opinion, of the legendary Encounters games.
I have the Marvel one.
Only because I love Alien. But yeah, I might do a bit of that and get thrashed because I've got the expansion, and that makes it even harder.
Ruff, is this true? Like most English battles are 28 guys when it meet at a bridge somewhere? Is that what?
Oh, get out of here! For goodness sake!
In the fog.
Good grief! You guys go on about the American Civil War, you know, but some of the battles at 10-6, there's thousands of people, and the Civil War, English Civil War as well.
Yeah.
Good grief! You know.
Okay. Final thoughts, guys. Thank you guys. Thanks, Mo, for coming in, stepping in for Jester. He
Thanks for having me on.
if you guys did not know, there was a death in the family, so he had to make it up. It sucks he's only about an hour north of me right now, and there's no way for us to meet up. It's just not able to. So, but thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it, Mo. Thank you, and Ruff as usual. I don't know.
Well, thanks for running the show, you know, Tony, and keeping it going.
Yeah, thanks for keeping it going, Tony. Well done, mate. And thanks
a lot,
and thanks to everybody in the chat.
Have a great day.
So
take care, everyone.
See ya.
You guys.